And we are live. It's your favorite insurance agent, Darnold Jr. This is Finlit Live. This is the show we talk about financial literacy. And today we're talking about multiple streams of how to build wealth. And so, if that's something that's interesting you, this is the show to tune into. And so, if you don't know my background, basically, and you probably could relate with this, school didn't teach us how money works. And I'm an insurance agent. I've been an insurance agent for 13 years now, and I stay in my lane. So I have a lot of questions. So I bring guests on the show so I can ask my questions a little selfishly, but then I want to share the knowledge and the wealth with you guys where you could open up and ask your questions too. So if you're watching live, go ahead and in the chat, put hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and get lit. All right, so today I have on my show Carson Graham. Hey, Carson, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going, Dom? I'm happy to be here, man. Doing good.
Good. I appreciate you for taking time out your busy schedule to jump on the show. Go ahead and introduce you. Who are you and what are you up to?
My name's Carson C. Graham. I'm more of a serial entrepreneur, so I'll tell you guys, I am the CEO and founder of Financial T, which we talk about building financial literacy in the Black and Brown community. And I am also a development coach. I focus on mindset development and manifestation. And the last thing is, I'm also have my marketing agency, which is Logic IT and Marketing. So that's who I am.
Bro, when do you sleep?
People have been saying that for years. I'm like, I sleep.
You're like, I sleep when I'm dead. Don't worry about it. That's awesome. Well, give us a little foundation on like your nonprofit. Let us know a little bit about that and what that's about.
Yeah, which is funny. This is how me and Donald definitely connected. So financial T is very important to me. We talk about building financial literacy in the Black and Brown community. So we plan on doing workshops throughout the year and doing collaborations with people that want to help build wealth in our community. Because I was doing a lot of research a couple of years ago. I found that the net worth of a 19-year-old is negative $1,500, and that's a lot of money. And then when you start going up the charts, I mean, average 21-year-old and above was negative $10,000 in 2019. So we got a lot of work to do, and I'm super excited to talk to Darnold and so many other people here in Houston and all throughout the South. So that's where we focus on. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, kudos on starting a nonprofit. My former job before I sold insurance is I help nonprofits get started, and that's a process.
Yes, sir.
so,
It
so
is.
congratulations on getting that started. So, without any further ado, let's dive into our topic tonight. We're talking about unlocking multiple paths to build wealth. And there's a lot of people that talk about you could do this, you could do that. So we just want to pick your brain and get your expertise. What are a couple paths people could use to build their wealth?
Yeah, so the biggest thing is just giving you guys some background. I come from IT. I've been in the IT industry for over 12 years. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's all about definitely having multiple streams of income and being more strategic. So, me coming from IT, the biggest thing I found that was important, instead of having your money just sitting in the bank, have it working for you. So whether that's, stocks or, getting into real estate, or learning different softwares you can use to grow your business and other people's businesses. So it's really just having multiple streams of income that you're going to enjoy, have fun with. I've even done e-commerce. I really get into it. It's just about having a diverse, like they would say in the financial world, is a diverse portfolio. Um, and really, all it is just you have your hand in different industries that can help you, make money. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And after this week and all the financial news, it's been a wild week with the collapse of one of the banks in California, actually, two banks. And not only that, the Fed is like, don't you thought you're going to lose all your money? Forget about it. We're going to back all your deposits. You could take your money off the bank. Forget the FDIC. Like,
Yeah.
whatever. So
Yeah.
that's huge as far as diversifying your portfolio, and especially if you put all your money in one basket, like we can see the consequences of that there. So, what is
Exactly.
your perspective on that? All that on what happened this past week?
You know, someone told me it had to be like some old school person. He told me it's just like never keep all your money in the bank, and it's not just to be paranoid, but the reality is when your money is not technically there. Like the banks use that to invest. You know, whether that's in properties and different things. So I hope that people really start to understand that it's important to really put your money elsewhere. I met the colleague here in my office. He was like, have at least three bank accounts. I'm like, three bank accounts, but it makes sense because you never know what could happen. You know, always keep some cash as well. I'm not good at that. I just started doing that like a year ago. I'm very like credit card guy. I'm like a credit card connoisseur, but you got to keep some cash, man, and just put in investment, whether that's a life insurance policy or stocks. Put it somewhere where it's going to continue to get dividends, especially because I mean, it's crazy. So many people to wake up and be like, I can't get my money out the bank. That is nerve wracking. I mean, we've seen it happen with the cryptocurrency with one of the financial institutions. Just to take people's money, you can't get it. I mean, that's the worst thing, to work hard and not have access to your money. That's horrific. You know, it really is, man.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't fathom going to my ATM and try to withdraw my money, and the bank is like, "You can't withdraw this money," and you're like, "Why not? It's my
Yeah.
money,"
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the reality is, I don't think most people realize that once you deposit your money in the bank, you actually don't own the money anymore. The
Right.
bank technically owns that money.
Yep.
And it's
Exactly.
incredible too that when you deposit, say, $100 in it, historically, they only have to keep 10%. And you and I talked about this a couple days ago, 10% of it on reserve. And
Yeah.
they're able to lend out 90% of that.
Yeah.
And then somebody, when they lend it out, they take that money and deposit it into the bank. And then that bank is able to lend out 90% of the $90, and then so on and so forth. So just from $100 deposit, there's ended up being over $1,000 created out of thin air.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, you know this. We talked about this too. I mean, the America, we're in $1 trillion in debt. We continue to print money over and over and over. I mean, at this point, whether you're gonna put your money in gold or something, you got to back it up with something else. Get creative at this point because I don't know what else to say at this point with that. You got to have a game plan. Got to have a game plan. Don't I know? And I want to encourage people because I will say to me myself too. Before I knew about stocks, I thought, oh, you need to have a lot of money. I remember a couple years ago. I'm gonna have to be transparent. I'm a transparent guy. I went to Wells Fargo one day, and I think I was like 18 or 19. I said, "Hey, I want to learn about stocks. Can you guys help me invest?" Or like, "Do you have $10,000?" Or like, and I was like, no. And they're like, okay, well, come back when you had 10,000 for the brokerage account. I'm like, really? But then when you go on YouTube and you meet all these amazing people like Brian Jong and Value Tame and all them giving really good information, it makes you like, wow, I can buy stocks at even $1. Like, it's crazy. So it's about giving people this access of opportunity and let them do what they got to do on their own.
Yeah, that's a huge point that I think you hit on. Like most people think if you want to own a stock, ultimately you have to pay the whole price for a stock. Let's say Amazon's worth $100 and you have to put a whole $100 towards it. But the reality is, like there's platforms like Robinhood, TD
Mhm.
Ameritrade, etc., where you can actually do fractional shares.
Yeah.
So if you want to put $5 towards it, you can put $5. If you want to put $10, you can put $10, etc. So
Yeah.
expound on that a little bit.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a good. Thanks for bringing that up, Darnell. So yeah, like Robinhood, I love Robinhood. I have that right now as well. So like Darnell was saying, so say if Apple right now is $150, and you say, oh well, I can only do $50. You'll only own up to that $50 of that 150, which I'm more visual, but I hope that's making sense. So that way you still have some of a piece. You don't have a full piece. So think of it like a pie. So this is the pie. The pie is 150, and you're gonna own maybe about this much. but this much is still better than the whole thing at once. And that's why I just say, like, if you can, at least start with Robinhood. I even have mine set up for UPS. I like the UPS stock. It's pretty consistent. Like they don't go down too much. And I started out with just doing like $25 every paycheck at that time, and you can set it to purchase it whenever you set that date. So say today is the 14th. So I mean the 15th. I could say on the 15th you're gonna buy this much of UPS instead of buying the full entire amount. But the cool part about it is once you own so much, they give you dividends, which you can get either quarterly, and they announce these things all when you start to get into stock. So hopefully everyone's understand that. But I definitely encourage, please get start out with your favorite stocks. Whether it's Apple, Amazon, and pay attention to the news too. It's like the news makes a huge difference. I might be going too far with what Darnold was about to say, but there's so much I can explain with investing.
Absolutely. Just so for people that don't know, what exactly is a dividend? Like you hear that word thrown out a
Yeah.
lot. What exactly is a dividend?
So a dividend is what you get back from your investment. So for instance, and I like to always break it down a little smaller. So remember this $150 stock, we only got $50 from that. So say Apple says quarterly they're going to give you 0.5% of whatever you invested. So the cool part about that is, yeah, maybe like $2 or $6, but again, the more you invest in that stock, the more you get back of that percentage. So I love it because your money is literally going to grow. Because if you do the math, and um, what's his name? Ao. He's on YouTube as well. He used to come from Dave Ramsey. If you guys know Dave Ramsey, he has a different philosophy, but he's great. Um, so if you take this and you get that dividend, if you keep that stock, I mean, by the time you look at 10 years from now on those stocks, you could literally make $1 million if you have that game plan. If you really do the math. So, like I said, Robinhood tells you all of that, the information of that stock and what kind of dividends you're going to get, because every company changes their dividend by whatever percent they decide to do with those stocks. Yeah.
Are you referring to Anthony O'Neill?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I love that guy. I mean, he's always got great topics.
Yeah, my wife came through in the clutch for you.
Thank you. Thank you for
So,
that.
so yeah. So this is, by the way, no financial advice. This is
Yeah.
educational purposes only. We're consult a tax professional,
Yes.
but this is just based on his experience and what he
Yeah.
does, and so he'd
Yeah.
absolutely share what he does.
Yeah.
And so, obviously, stocks, investing in stocks and getting dividend stocks is one way to build wealth. What do you think is another valuable way for people to build wealth?
Well, so the other thing is start turning your side hustles into something greater. E-commerce was pretty big and it still is. I did Amazon and Walmart at the same time. And I don't really, I mean, you could do drop shipping, it's fine, but I like wholesaling and then eventually go to private label, right? So a lot of people go from drop shipping to wholesale to private label. Private label is the real super winner. Why? Because if you get yourself a product, you could put your logo on it and start making a lot of money. That's a great investment. You could really make some really good money. Then if we start talking about even some of the AI tools that are out now, I mean, we could talk about that all night. You can use this as your advantage. I mean, we have Canva. If you're not really a graphic designer, don't want to do stuff, you can go on there, make your content on there, make your flyers, create a service that people can enjoy, right? So I say, what product or service can you offer to people that can either one completely change their lives or save them a lot of time? That's really the two that you got. What problem are you solving? Are you solving their time? Are you bringing them more value? Right. So product or service is another really good investment, I would say, to get into.
Absolutely. You dropped some key ideas there that I want to elaborate a little bit more on.
Okay.
Because, like, you go on YouTube, you hear these commercials about drop shipping this, drop
Yeah.
shipping that. Like, what exactly is drop shipping? And if somebody wanted to get into that field,
Yeah.
like, how do they get into drop shipping specifically?
Yeah, so it's funny. I did drop shipping a long time ago, and then eventually I got out of it. But it's easy to do. So let's break it down again. So you literally are the middle person. So say you had products from, let's say, Walmart. So Walmart, you're gonna get a blender. These blenders are, $9 a piece. Okay, you're gonna sell them for $25 a piece. So you're making about $10 to $15. Let's say $10 by the time you ship it to the client, to that customer, right? So that's what drop shipping is. So you find the product, you're not shipping the product, you don't have this at your house or your office. You are literally the middleman or woman or person, um, literally connecting the dots. So it's like a railroad. The the supplier is the train with the goods. You are the railroad track, and this is the person on the railroad platform. You're just connecting those dots. So that's literally what drop shipping is, and there's a lot of people doing it. It's easy to do. Some people think, okay, do I need a lot of money for it? No, you can start with just $100 if you want to. The reason why you want to have some money is because, again, when that person buys that product, and maybe I'm saying a lot, but these drop shipping YouTubers probably gonna get mad at me because I'm giving a lot of information. But oh well, here
We
to help you
appreciate
guys.
it. We appreciate the tea.
Right. That's why I have financial teas. I'm about giving you guys a tea. So the reality is, if you get these products from Walmart, you want to get new, not used, new. So you could get toy distributors. You go to Walmart. You can even do canned goods and just sell them on either. Don't recommend Amazon; it'll probably get banned. But I would probably do your own Walmart store, your own eBay store, or your own Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp, which is another platform, and you just put the products on there. Then once it sells, you make sure you ship it to the customer as a gift, not in your name, so they don't get it and be like, well, my name's not Carson. Why did he send me this?
That's awesome.
Yeah,
So that's drop shipping. And then
that's
you
right.
mentioned wholesaling. So what's the
Yeah,
difference between drop shipping and wholesaling?
yeah. So I did wholesale for about 2 years. I really enjoyed it through Amazon. So basically, remember we said drop shipping. So wholesaling, instead of you being just the middle person, I order these products. So guess who else is a wholesaler? Walmart, Publix. I can't say a lot about HEB because I'm not a full Estonia yet, so I won't come after HEB. Sam's Club. All they're doing is buying these products. Say I'm buying these chargers. So if I'm buying a bulk of these from Apple, they sell this to me at a wholesale price, which means it's discounted because I'm buying it through bulk. So I'm going to take this product and now I can sell it to my customers. So that's it. Now, but yes, I am storing these products, right? Because I have to buy a certain amount of these at one time, which is important to know your cost of goods because if not, you can be in the red. So that's what wholesaling is. You're literally just getting the products at a big bulk and then you sell it and distribute it in multiple ways.
So it sounds like wholesaling, you have to hold inventory on it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then you have to manage the inventory. You have to find storage for the
Yeah.
inventory. Like sounds like it's a little bit more of a hassle than drop shipping.
Right. And I feel like, and I'll be transparent, I really feel like that's why a lot of people are preaching about drop shipping, because the reality is, who likes the fact that you don't have to store these things? The only downside about drop shipping is, if that product at Walmart gets sold out or there's an issue with shipping, guess what? Now you have to deal with that customer with delays versus if you had wholesale, I know how much items I have with this product.
Mm.
So I have a little bit more control versus that relationship I have directly from a vendor doing everything for me. So pros and cons to both.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And then you
Yeah.
said the mother of all methods
Yeah.
is the
The
white
private label.
labeling. And
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
I know what white labeling is, but explain exactly what white labeling is for people.
Yeah, so well, white label we could do it with softwares. That's really big right now. The private label with products is again, say the same charger, right? Instead of me doing these Apple brands, I could probably get my own off brand from China. Excuse me, I could probably get one from China for maybe $2 or $3 a piece. Now, what I would have to do is want to get samples first because I want to make sure the product is good, and then I would say, hey, I plan on getting, I don't know, let's say I'm gonna start out with 10,000 units. So I would tell my supplier in, China, Asia, wherever, or even Thailand, and say, hey, this is what I want. This is what I want the product to look like. Can you make this for me? So once they do that, you put your logo on there, and if nobody else has it, you could even get your trademark going on that, which is a whole different ball game. I'm not a lawyer, so someone have to help you with that. But that's a game changer because once you have a private label, I mean, it's a game changer. I mean, how many times have we seen off brands of this same charger? Although Apple sells this, I'd rather pay a cheaper price if the product is still 60 watts and gives me as much power as I need. I'm going to buy this. So you sell a lot of units of that, you can make millions and billions of dollars. There's a lot of people getting into private label, especially if you get into even have your own patent of a design that literally you can't do this. And I know Apple has a lot of patents on this. If you don't know what a patent is, they own the design, all the elements, all the technology. I cannot replicate this exact charging brick. But if you get this patented and then private label it, it's a game changer because now you own it. That's your product. So
Wow. You've
yeah,
dropped a lot of gems for people to meditate on. So there's a lot of
I
different
know.
avenues on how to build wealth.
Yeah,
And sounds like ultimately it's about having a product or service that solves a need. And
yeah.
if you have a product or service that solves a need and you get in front of enough people, then that's how you truly build wealth, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm big into manifesting. I feel like I've changed. My mindset has changed over the years, especially last year, because I had surgery back in December, and when I came out of the hospital, the only thing I cared about that time was having more time. And a lot of times with entrepreneurship, the reason why we get into business and talk about wealth, we want you to enjoy your life. It's not all about just the money. If you notice, the key thing I've said in this interview is do something you're going to enjoy, because I can tell you how to do wholesale. I can mention things about stocks, but if it doesn't feel like it's in alignment, don't do it. Just do stuff that is going to be exciting, and you feel like no one has to tell you, hey, did you get the product from the warehouse today? Did you make sure this was done? It's got to be something you really enjoy, and that's why I say, what is the problem solving service or product that you truly believe in? Because you must believe in whatever you're selling, because if not, you're not going to have any customers.
Absolutely. And you're not going to do it over the long run either. You're going to get burnt out if
Yeah,
you're not passionate about what you do. But somebody made the
exactly.
point to me that a person selling dog food isn't necessarily passionate about dog food. So
That's true.
you
That
can
hey,
still,
listen, that's true. But I bet they're excited about selling it though.
yep, excited about the end results, maybe helping dogs and helping dogs be healthier. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Who
So,
knows? Listen, I'll give you guys something really quick. Upflip is a really awesome channel on YouTube. And I love it because you get to see a lot of people grow from like zero to millions. And this guy literally makes dog collars. And guess what? He grosses $1 million, 10 millions of dollars every year. He doesn't have a dog. He does not have a dog, but he likes sewing. So this guy literally went from a sewing machine to now finding a way to be more effective, which is now printing and making his own fabric. You see what I'm saying? Now he becomes the owner instead of having to go into Joanne's Fabric and keep buying this fabric. Now he can make his own. And hey, he enjoys it. So he's making a lot of money. And guess what? He's only using Etsy. He's not even on any of the other platforms. He's on Etsy, making a lot of money on Etsy.
wow. You
Yeah.
could definitely pour some more fuel on the fire if you went on Instagram and Pinterest and all these other platforms. And
Yeah.
most of them are free to utilize. So that's really great with social media. So
Yeah.
you've definitely dropped a lot of gems. Hey, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you have any questions for Carson, definitely go ahead and type in the chat and he'll be happy to answer it. But while they're doing that, how can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, so I have my own podcast as well. Mine's more mindset development. It's called Carson Knows Best. It's a metaphor. It's really just catchy, and you can check me out on there. I'm on Spotify. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Instagram. Big on Facebook, so definitely check me out on there. Carson Seagram's my regular Facebook, and hit me up on there. And also, of course, TikTok. So my TikTok is Carson Knows Money, and then Carson Knows Best. So if you're looking for the money aspect, Carson knows money. If you want some mindset stuff, Carson knows best.
That's awesome. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. And so we do have a big announcement too. We have an event. You and I are both panelists at this event. Like, you
Yeah.
want to tell them about the event, or do you want me to tell them about the
I'll
event?
let you kick it off, Darnold.
Awesome. So yeah, so if you look on my Facebook page, I posted it a couple of days ago, but we got invited to be panelists at an event called Ignite Your Business Networking Event, and it's here live in Houston, Texas. It's going to be on March 30th. It starts at 11:30 and goes to 2 p.m. It looks
Yes,
like
sir.
Sarah Anjali Harvey is going to be the host and the
Yeah.
moderator. So I'm super
Yeah.
excited to see what they have, and I'm as much as I love being a panelist, I'm going to be on stage taking notes while I'm the panelist too. So I'm excited
I
to hear
love that.
from Carson. I'm excited to hear. Let's see who else is on the panel. Angelia Christiana. We also have Carl Scott Jr. And so
Yeah.
I'm going to put the link to the event in our show notes. And
Yeah.
so you just go on Eventbrite and secure your tickets early. They do have some VIP tickets. I heard
Yes.
those are the most popular right now
Yeah.
because they're going to have a little drinky drink. So if you adults only, right? So yeah, so we're super excited about that.
Yes, sir. I'm excited. Yeah, Shawnee, it's okay. It's got a hype. It's Shawnee Angela Hervey. So she's gonna be the moderator, and in night networking business. I can't wait because Darnell's gonna be a panelist. Darnell's awesome. I mean, we kicked it off since the first time I met him at Angelia's networking event. So yeah, actually the VIP tickets, you will actually get a professional access to a professionals list. So it kind of gives you a little bit of a game changer there. So yeah, it's ignitenetworking.eventbrite.com. You can grab your tickets. It'll be here in Houston. So super, super excited.
Yes, I'm super excited to be a panelist on the panel. So cool. Any last parting words for our audience?
No, no. Honestly, thank you so much, Darnold. I want to just encourage everyone, like, listen, take everything with a grain of salt and find what connects with you when it comes down to money. I know that there's a lot of different ways being shared on YouTube, but it's all about, listen, just do one thing at a time. If you're excited about it, great. If you have some mishaps, it's okay. In business or even a side hustle or whatever, you learn from making little pitfalls, right? But you continue to push forward. You got this. I believe in you. I know Darnell believes in you. That's why he has this amazing YouTube channel and podcast. And we're here to keep helping you guys elevate. So again, thank you so much, Darnell. I really appreciate this, man.
Yeah, thank you for taking time out your busy schedule to be on the podcast. I know you have a lot going on, trying to juggle three different companies at the same time.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so, yeah, hang out in the lobby and we'll wrap up the show when the show's over. So I appreciate you.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So if you got any value out today, go ahead and smash that like button. If you think this will be valuable for somebody else, somebody is looking for that second stream of income, something they could do on the side part time until their part time could come their full time. This is definitely the show to share with them because he definitely dropped some gems on how to build wealth. And so, once again, the purpose of the show is to teach you guys about how money works. Because if we understand how money works, then you could grow your personal wealth. The difference between where you're at and where you want to be financially is knowledge. And it's not just knowledge, it's action. So you can't just hear the great knowledge and soak it all in, but you got to apply it to your daily life. And that's where the rubber meets the road. So that's the purpose of the show, to take you guys to the next level. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. We have a great lineup I have guests lined up all the way till April. in May. So I'm super excited for the lineup we have in store. So definitely stay tuned every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. And I appreciate you guys for getting lit.